Now at 10, we'll get a look at construction progress at Joplin's Dover Hill Elementary. Plus, the city of Joplin recognizes its Outstanding Citizen of the Year. And the latest on a crash at a Wisconsin parade that killed 5 people and injured 48 more.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Work is becoming three-dimensional at the site of the new Dover Hill Elementary in Joplin. This is KOAM News at 10. By 3D, we mean steel beams are beginning to go up and the school's safe room is coming together. Work on the new school began with a groundbreaking back in April. The pandemic has played a role in certain aspects of the new school.
One of the main things that we're looking at changing is the HVAC system for this particular building will be upgraded for the filtration system.
Officials say they hope to be near completion in about 12 to 13 months. Checking in with Doug Hetty, but cool, but not bad out there, Doug.
No, not bad at all. It's actually very typical for this time of the year. We had high temps into the mid-50s, a little bit cooler than what we did see yesterday, but still pretty good. Cold start, 29.55 is where we topped out. Average high, 56 degrees, so right on the mark. And we've had pretty much clear skies, just a few mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through, but eventually we'll have completely clear skies tonight as the entire Central Plains pretty quiet until our next wave starts to move in, which is not going to occur until late in the day on Wednesday. Temperatures right now, most of us into the mid to upper 30s. I think we're going to bottom out into lower 30s later on tonight. So we'll start at 33, 45 by 10, 55 by noon. Nice day, 62, a little breezy. Thunderstorms roll in for Wednesday. We're going to look at that coming up.
See you then. The Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce and Southwest Missouri Bank today named Dan Pekarik the 2021 Outstanding Citizen of the Year. Pekarik served the city of Joplin in various roles throughout his 35-year-long career. He started as an environmental health specialist in 1986 before being promoted to a lead sanitarian and later the director of the Joplin Health Department. He recently served as Joplin's interim city manager, then assistant city manager. Throughout his time with the city, he helped improve ordinances for the city's animal control division, created a homeless coalition, and established a local prescription drug monitoring program. The Outstanding Citizen Award is in its 55th year. The city of Waukesha, Wisconsin is in deep grief tonight after a horrible tragedy. A man plowed an SUV into a holiday parade, killing 5 people and injuring almost 50, some of them children. Marissa Parra has more from Waukesha.
A candlelight vigil once again brought those who live in Waukesha, Wisconsin together. One night after an SUV drove through barricades and into a Christmas parade, killing 5 people ranging in age from 52 to 81. 4 were members of Milwaukee's Dancing Grannies.
We got about 10 to 15 people down in the street. We also got multiple critical cases.
Dozens were hurt, some, like this little girl, narrowly avoiding injury. Richard Locke's son and niece marched in the parade, but were not hurt.
You think in hindsight about what response you could have to stop the guy, and it's just, even if I was right in front of it, it would have been hard to stop it. I mean, he was going probably 30 to 35 miles an hour when he went past.
Police say 39-year-old Daryl Brooks of Milwaukee was fleeing a domestic incident.
There's no evidence that this is a terrorist incident.
On social media, Brooks can be seen rapping next to a red SUV. He has an extensive criminal record. Last year, he was charged with 3 felony gun charges. Court documents show in a domestic abuse incident just earlier this month, Brooks intentionally ran over his child's mother with his vehicle. He posted $1,000 bail earlier this month. President Biden spoke about the tragedy this afternoon.
And an entire community is struggling to cope with the horrific act of violence.
Brooks faces 5 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and possibly other charges. He's scheduled to be in court tomorrow. Marissa Parra, CBS News, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
The injured are as young as 3 years old. An officer fired at the vehicle but was unable to stop it. Closing arguments are underway in the trial of the 3 white men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery last year in Georgia. Prosecutor told jurors today the men charged in the fatal shooting had no cause to chase Arbery when they saw him in their neighborhood. She said they pursued him solely because he was a, quote, black man running down their street. A defense attorney for the man who fired the fatal gunshots said Arbery was killed as he violently resisted a legal effort to detain him to answer questions about burglaries. The arguments follow 10 days of testimony. The Department of the Interior has formally identified the term squaw as derogatory and is working to rename federal lands that currently have offensive names. According to the University of Idaho, the word squaw was initially introduced by Lewis and Clark in 1805. Over time, it came to be used as a slur in reference to indigenous or Native American women. According to the Department of the Interior, there are more than 650 federal land units that contain that term. The Native American Rights Fund applauded the move, saying it was, quote, long overdue. Chinese tennis star Pong Shui has resurfaced after nearly 3 weeks of silence and worldwide worries that she had been detained in China. Her appearance comes weeks after she accused one of the Communist Party's top leaders of sexual assault. The International Olympic Committee released an image from a video chat of a smiling Pong and a statement that said she was at home in Beijing and wanted to have her privacy respected. Still ahead, Freeman Health System announces the grand marshals for this year's Christmas parade. And the White House gears up for Christmas with the arrival of the tree and plans for a family get-together.
The hardest part.
Freeman Health System announced the grand marshals for this year's Joplin Christmas parade. Isaac and Easton Howard will take on the position. They are 7-year-old twins who were recently named National Children's Miracle Network Hospitals Champions. Since the parade benefits the Children's Miracle Network, organizers say the choice was easy.
Isaac and Easton have just been tremendous ambassadors for Children's Miracle Network since they were born. And when they were chosen as the national champions, it really exemplified what the CMN program means to Freeman Health System, what it means to our community.
The twins' service dog, Ace, will also take part in that parade. The Fort Scott Area Chamber of Commerce today hosted their annual VIP Fall Extravaganza. The event at the Fort Scott Middle School offered folks a chance to get some goodies ahead of the holiday. Things like baked goods and holiday music were up for grabs in a raffle.
You can see everybody out there just talking and having a good time, so it's nice to get to be together. It's also a great opportunity for our local vendors to, like I said, get their names out. And they have people who, they give out their cards and they make sales all year long from this event. So it's just been a really nice way to promote the locals.
All of the items raffled off were donated by area vendors. The holidays are upon us, and today President Biden and the First Lady visited Fort Bragg to share a Thanksgiving meal with service members and their families. Ahead of the trip, an 18.5-foot piece of North Carolina arrived at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's the annual White House Christmas tree. Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
The President and First Lady went to Fort Bragg to spend an early Friendsgiving with members of the U.S. military and their families in North Carolina.
The thing that's amazing to me is how proud I am to be your commander-in-chief. You are the most incredible group of women and men, warriors that we've ever seen.
While there, President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden served food and mingled with attendees at the Army base.
Joe and I feel like, you're family to us, and we cannot thank you enough.
The Bidens' visit is part of the Joining Forces initiative, which focuses on education, employment, health, and well-being for military families, caregivers, and survivors. Military families have been a top priority for the President and First Lady, whose late son Beau Biden served in Iraq as a member of the Delaware Army National Guard.
I know how hard it is to have someone who's not at the table on a holiday, that are in harm's way.
Before leaving for Fort Bragg, Mrs. Biden welcomed her first White House Christmas tree since becoming First Lady. The 18.5-foot Fraser fir came from Peak Farms in Jefferson, North Carolina.
Be safe. Have a happy, healthy holiday.
A Washington, D.C. Army National Guard family joined the First Lady to honor those Guard families who will be spending the holidays apart. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The president and the First family are expected to resume their family tradition of celebrating Thanksgiving this Thursday in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Later, some local girls basketball action as McDonald County and Webb City face off on the courts.
Plus, we got some thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up next.
Come play and win your Friday only at Ashley Home Store.
It turned out to be a nice Monday for us today. Temperatures pretty good across the region, mid-50s for highs, which is right about where we should be for this time of the year. And we had quite a bit of sunshine across the region. Looks good right now. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri, but it looks pretty good as we have pretty much clear skies, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours tonight. All right, first off, we're going to do the winter forecast next Thursday, December 2nd. So on the 1st, on Wednesday, the month long. On the 2nd, we're going to go through the winter and into the beginning of spring. Next couple days, starting to warm back up. Rain, showers, thunderstorms move in on Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. And then behind that system, we cool right back down just in time for the holiday. Temperatures pretty good the past couple days, near 60 yesterday. We have plenty of sunshine. Cold start, mid-50s for us today, but still, it's kind of chilly out there. Most of us are sitting mid-30s. I think most of us will drop back to about 33 or 34 degrees a little bit later on tonight. Currently outside 37, very light south wind. Humidity is at about 70%. So it is cold. It's not super cold, but it's cold. Had a few mid and upper level clouds across the region. These have all broken up, so we look fine. There's nothing going on across the entire Central Plains. If we look out toward the west, the reason we have nothing going on is because we have this big dome of high pressure. This dome of high pressure will just kind of sit over us for about the next day and a half and really kind of control our weather. And then we'll start to see the system out across the Pacific Northwest. That will move in, changing our weather up late in the day on Wednesday. Until then, we look okay. Here's 6 a.m. early in the morning, cold start, low to mid 30s, plenty of sunshine, a little breezy. We get those south winds during the afternoon, starting at through the 30s, 59 by noon, high temp of 62 during the afternoon. So Tuesday's great. Tomorrow night, clouds start to increase. We're going to stay dry, but we will have mostly cloudy skies. Wednesday, a lot of clouds again, most of the day dry. This is a big travel day, but after 3, 4, 5 p.m., we'll start to get some showers and thunderstorms really getting going as we go into Wednesday evening. So here's 10 p.m. Periods of showers, thunderstorms through Wednesday night, but I think by Thanksgiving morning, these should be out of here, but behind the system, we'll start to cool down. Now, some of those storms could be strong, not expecting severe, but it could be kind of a loud night Wednesday night. Rainfall with that next system, I think a lot of areas, quarter to half an inch, maybe even upwards to an inch of rain in some locations. Tomorrow looks good. 62, mostly sunny, most of the day dry Wednesday, so the storms are in the evening. Look at our temperature on Thanksgiving. Quite a bit cooler than what we're going to see over the next couple days. Here's a breakdown on Thanksgiving. Here's a great idea too. Stay inside, watch some football, eat some turkey. It's going to be kind of chilly. Warm enough though for the kids to get outside and play a little football in the afternoon. So not a bad Thursday. And then we start to warm back up. Friday looks good. Saturday right back to 60 degrees, so a pretty good holiday weekend.
While we're staying inside after we eat that big Thanksgiving meal, watching some football, can we doze off a little bit?
Yeah, only for about 45 minutes to an hour because I think you and I have to work.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're working that day, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, the news goes on. Thanks, Todd. Life 360 is opening a new facility in Monette, Missouri. Cox Health donated the 100,000 plus square foot property. It allows community building initiatives that will connect residents with services they need to lead a productive life. Things such as a job center, a pregnancy care organization, nutrition services for kids, and foster care programs. The new center is at 801 North Lincoln Avenue in Monette. USDA funds will help police officers in Granby, Missouri patrol their community. The USDA Rural Development Director in Missouri says the state in total will receive more than $1 million. It'll be used on 9 projects statewide. The city of Granby will get $30,700. The city will use those funds to buy a new patrol vehicle. The Granby Police Department currently has only 2 reliable vehicles for its staff of 9 officers. District Judge Samuel Marsh announces he's retiring from the 11th Judicial District. That district covers Cherokee, Crawford, and Labette counties in Kansas. Marsh was appointed magistrate judge back in 2015. The Pitt State and KU graduate operated a private practice in Columbus up until his appointment to the court. In regards to his retirement, Judge Marsh says, quote, "Cherokee County has been good to me. Through my years of work as an attorney and later as a judge, I hope I have been good for Cherokee County. Hopefully, I have helped people through difficult times," end quote. During retirement, Marsh plans to continue to raise cattle on his family farm and spend more time with his dogs. The GOP-controlled Kansas legislature today opened a special session. Republican legislators are moving to make it easy in Kansas for workers to claim religious exemptions from COVID-19 vaccine mandates. But GOP leaders were divided over whether they also needed to provide unemployment benefits for people refusing the shots. Republican leaders also faced a push by some conservatives to prohibit private employers from imposing their own vaccine mandates, regardless of whether federal mandates from President Biden survive federal lawsuits challenging them. The American Civil Liberties Union is blasting a Kansas City, Missouri school district for pulling 2 LGBTQ-themed books from libraries. The ACLU of Missouri today demanded 2 books be returned to North Kansas City School District shelves. Kansas City Stars reported that the district pulled the books from high schools following parent concerns. The ACLU says banning the books infringes on students' First Amendment rights by limiting access to ideas. The district is reviewing the books. Coming up in sports, Webb City girls basketball kicks off their season tonight against McDonald County, and Neosho hits the floor to take on Seneca. Danny Terzer has the highlights. Straight ahead.
Doug Hetty has earned the
Webb City girls basketball ended their season last year with a 3-point loss to Carl Junction in the district championship game, and they say they have unfinished business. It's time for a new season. Webb City hosts McDonald County for their home opener tonight. Slow start for both teams. Second quarter, Webb City finds their groove. Kate Brownfield from the corner sinks the 3. Cardinals lead 14-6. They keep up the tempo. Sammy Mancini with the bank shot. The freshman having a nice game so far. Then Brownfield finds Mallory Stanley. Stanley drives to the net and puts it in. 14-point lead for Webb City. Adding to it here, Izzy Lopez with the steal. Kira Long able to settle it down. She does the rest herself and makes the bucket. Webb City gets their first win of the season, 55-24. Neosho also hits the floor tonight against Seneca. On the fast break, Becklin Garrett gives Neosho an early lead. A few possessions later, Aaliyah Grotjohn has herself a night. Driving here, puts it in to make it 8-7 Seneca, still in the first quarter. Dish out to Parker Long. All alone, the quick release for the triple. And later, Hazley Grotjohn takes it to the basket, lays it in. 14-9 early in the second quarter. Then Seneca pulls away, winning their first game of the season, 51-39. At the Division I level, Kansas State meets number 13 ranked Arkansas in Kansas City this evening for the Hall of Fame Classic. Both teams enter the contest undefeated. Kansas State outscores Arkansas in the second half, but it's not quite enough to overcome their deficit. The Razorbacks win 72-64. Connor Vanover finishes with a team-high 14 points for Arkansas. It's Victory Monday for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs took down the Cowboys 19-9 on Sunday to extend their win streak to 4 games heading into their bye week. The Chiefs' defense came up huge. Dallas entered the game with the top scoring offense in the National Football League, and Kansas City kept them to a meager 9 points and no touchdowns. Head coach Andy Reid said he could probably shout out everyone on that side of the ball for their performance. Chris Jones was a nightmare. He recorded 3.5 sacks with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery.
Give it to the back end and the guys around me. Frank Clark started it off with a sack, so they start sliding to Frank Clark and giving me the one-on-ones. And the back end, you watch the back end, how tight they was playing in coverage. Took his first option away, which forces him to hold the ball a second or two longer. And, you know, I was able to make some plays.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Private First Class Alfred Amos served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, McCune, Kansas. And we are proud to salute Private First Class Alfred Amos. He's tonight's four-state hero. Hey, it's all yours for, say $20 million or so. Tiffany & Company just unveiled what it calls its most expensive piece of jewelry ever, and that's saying something. The world's fair necklace was unveiled in Dubai. Features 180 carats of diamonds set in platinum. The centerpiece is an 80-carat oval flawless D-color Empire diamond. The Empire diamond was, they say, ethically sourced in Botswana, cut and polished in Israel, set in Tiffany's workshop in New York. The luxury retailer has not yet put a price on the necklace exactly, but the industry experts estimate the value to be somewhere between, say, $20 million, $30 million. It's sparkly.
I'm sure you can put it away on monthly installments.
Layaway, right, yeah. And then come up with your $20 to $30 million next year.
No interest.
Yeah, don't bet on it. The weather.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Chilly tonight. We're going to drop back into lower 30s, but tomorrow looks great. 62, 63 on Wednesday. Thunderstorms move in Wednesday evening.
Final sports note.
I'm really excited for this basketball season. I'm going to miss football, but excited for basketball. Seneca and Webb City both get wins tonight.
Nice.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget our morning news starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.